Hi, everybody. It's Dana Stengel with Turanga Ranch. And here we are again. It is July 14th. It is the middle of the summer. It is hot out there. And we're just having a good time in the summer, right? So hopefully you are home and you are enjoying your time away, your break from school activities, and hopefully you are able to get outside and appreciate some of our natural beauty, even in our urban areas, right? So I am really excited because today we are reading something that's a little bit different. It's kind of fun. It is a folk tale. And folk tales are really interesting and fun and different because they really use the imagination, right? And this folk tale is one that tries to describe a natural process, right? It tries to say, well, how did the clouds get in the sky? How did the sun get in the sky? Why is the grass green? One of those questions, right? So sometimes people come up with great stories to describe something that happened or may have happened or could have happened or should have happened or something fun, right? So folk tales are, sometimes there are, like this one is a mix of real things and things that are not real. So is a raven real? Yes, a raven is real. Is this story going to be real? No, this story is not going to be real. This story is actually very fantastic and super cool, but it doesn't have a lot of basis in reality. And for some stories, that's perfect, right? So different folk tales come from different places. I've got folk tales here from West Africa. I've got folk tales from Native Americans from different areas of the United States. And this one happens to be from the Pacific Northwest. And this was written by Gerald McDermott. And it also has some pretty great illustrations. So we are just going to go ahead and get started. One of the things that I like about this book is it's got a little introduction or a little forward here, and I'm going to read that to you. Along the coast of the Pacific Northwest, as far north as Alaska, Raven is the central character in most Native American myths and tales. A shapeshifter imbued with magical powers, he is at once brave and cunning, greedy and gluttonous. Raven is a trickster on a cosmic scale, mischief maker and culture hero, at times wreaking havoc, and at others bestowing on humankind the gift of fire, light, or food. To this day, Raven is a central figure in the richly imagined tribal arts of the region. He is depicted along with other important animal spirits in a highly stylized form on totem poles, carved boxes and utensils, jewelry, weavings, and baskets. This tale is told with variations throughout all the native groups of the Northwest coast. Within its dreamlike setting, Raven balances his heroism and trickery to bring a blessing to the people. So I think that is pretty cool. And, we have talked about before, but not really done a whole story about folk tales that involve Coyote as trickster, right? We have, in fact, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm going to add it to our list of stories that we're going to read together because the Coyote stories are also super interesting. All right, but here we are today with Raven. And what I like about this is if you look at the background, trying to get it all in the picture, the background looks totally real, right? But is that Raven real? No, I mean, he's just the really bright character in this story. So, Raven came. All the world was in darkness. The sky above was in darkness. The waters below were in darkness. Men and women lived in the dark and cold. Raven was sad for them. He said, "I will search for light." Raven flew across valleys and across mountains. He flew along rivers and over lakes. There was darkness all around. Then he saw a bit of light far away. He flew and came closer to the light. The light was at the edge of the water. The light came from the house of the sky chief, and it was shining. Raven perched high in a pine tree on the shore. Raven watched. He saw a beautiful young girl emerge from the shining house and go to the edge of the water. She was the sky chief's daughter. She knelt and drank some water from a woven basket. Raven changed himself into a pine needle. He fell down from the tree and floated on the water. When the girl drank again, she swallowed the pine needle. Wow. Seems like you wouldn't miss the pine needle. But, all right. After a time, the girl gave birth to a child. The child was small and dark, with shiny black hair and tiny black eyes. Who do you think the child was? Look at this picture. I love this illustration. That's so beautiful. All right. It was Raven. What? Raven had been reborn as a boy child. Look at that. Look at the nose. He's got the raven nose. He's got the raven outfit, right? Raven likes to wear that. And he's got that raven hair. The sky chief was delighted with his daughter's child. He called him grandchild. He played with the boy and carved toys for him. He invited the elders to come and see the curious, wonderful child. Again, just look at this illustration. That's so beautiful. The elders gathered in the shining house with the sky chief and his daughter. They watched Raven Child crawl around the floor of the lodge. He pretended to be playing. All the time, he was trying to find where the light was hidden. He saw a box in the corner of the lodge. The box was large. It was carved and painted with many colors. The box was bright. It glowed. Raven Child said, "Ga, ga." "What do you want?" asked his mother. Raven Child said, "Ga, ga." He began to cry. "What does the child want?" asked the elders. Raven Child said, "Ga, ga." He cried and cried. "My grandchild wants the box," the sky chief said. The young woman placed the box in front of Raven Child, but he continued to cry. She took the lid off the box. Inside was a smaller box. She took the lid off that box. Inside was a smaller box. His mother took the lid off that box, and light poured out of it. Light flooded the room. Inside the box was a shining ball, blazing with light. What do you think the ball was? It was the sun. Give him the ball, the Sky Chief said. His mother gave Ravenchild the ball. Ravenchild stopped crying. He began to play with it. He rolled it around on the floor of the lodge. Gaga. Then he changed into a bird. Ha ha. He became Raven once again. Caw, caw. Sky Chief, his daughter, and the elders looked on in amazement. Raven plucked up the ball of light in his beak, flew through the smoke hole of the lodge, and disappeared into the dark sky. He flew over the valleys and the mountains. He flew along the rivers and across the lakes. Raven threw the sun high in the sky, and it stayed there. This is how Raven stole the sun and gave it to all the people. And why do the people always feed the raven? To thank him for bringing them the light. All right. So that is a super interesting story. And it is one way of explaining how the sun got into the sky, right? And we have ravens here in Southern California. And we have crows. They look really similar. The ravens are a little bit bigger than the crows. And I was thinking to myself how funny it is, the names that we have for the groups of these animals, right? Like, I don't know about you, but in my neighborhood, often in the evening, we will get a large group of crows that fly in, and they just fly in and they sort of land on the trees in the area, and they land on the street, and they just sort of land there for like 5 minutes, and then they take off and they go somewhere else. I don't know where they go. But so we're like, wow, that's crazy. What do you call a big group of crows that come through? And a big group of crows is called a murder. I know, right? Ooh. And ravens are almost as cool, right? A group of ravens can be called an unkindness, which I just have to think these terms were created by farmers, right? Or a conspiracy of ravens, a murder of crows. And so those guys are both from the family Corvidae. They're corvids. And another local bird that is related to them is the scrub jay. Yeah, that super loud blue guy that's probably guarding a nest in your yard right now, or in your neighborhood, or the place that you hike, because they are definitely around. And just for fun, I looked up some other random birds that are not corvids. Owls. Do you know what they call a group of owls? A parliament. I thought that was kind of cool. They must like owls more than they like ravens, I think. And I also like the group name for pheasants. That is a bouquet of pheasants. That just sounds so delightful, doesn't it? So I thought that was kind of fun. So anyway, right now we are actually in the middle of the first week of our summer camp for kids. And we're doing it virtually, just like this. We're doing it on a Zoom call, and it's going super well. It's a lot of fun. We're making nature necklaces, right? We are, oh my goodness, we're dissecting owl pellets. Yes, ma'am. We are dissecting owl pellets. And we are making tracking boxes. So if that sounds cool to you, you should email me, have your parents email me, because we have some spots open for next week. And we also have some scholarships available. So that means it would be very easy for you to come. So have your parents email us if you're interested in doing any of our fun camp activities, because we would love to share those with you. And we are going to be here again next Tuesday, 3 o'clock. Same place, same channel, same everything, same me, different book. Next week, we're going to be reading Everybody Needs a Rock. Right? A rock. Dana, I thought you were going to be talking about wildlife all the time. I am talking about natural stuff, and I'm talking about awesome books. And who doesn't need a rock, right? So we are going to talk about this one next week. So you guys, stay cool, stay safe, and I hope that you are having an awesome summer, and I look forward to seeing you again next week. So take care, and we will see you next time. Bye, everybody.